A new interstellar object has been discovered, which is 100 times larger and brighter than both 3 and Atlas, and remarkably, it is also moving towards the Sun. Astronomers first noticed it on the 12th of September, 2025, using the Solar Wind and SORUPS instrument, abbreviated as SWAN, installed on the SOHO spacecraft. 2 days later, Australian comet specialist Michael Mattiasi obtained an impressive image. The tail of this object stretched over 2.5 degrees, with a width of approximately 5 full moons, completely overshadowing the modest tail of 3 and Atlas. The International Astronomical Union officially named it CE 2025 P2 SWAN, based on its original designation SWAN 25b. This announcement came like thunder on a clear day, as 3 and Atlas, and now the approaching SWAN P2, even larger and more mysterious, prompt astronomers to ask complex questions. What is happening in our solar system simultaneously? Is this a second probe, a relay, or something entirely different? Initially, Oveliob and his team hypothesized that it might be related to 3 and Atlas. Perhaps it is a fragment that broke off from a larger icy body, or even a scout released by a mothership hiding in the depths of space. However, senior researcher Peter Very confirmed that the truth is worse. These objects are coming from completely different directions. SWAN is moving from Zakvares, while 3 and Atlas is emerging from the constellation Sagittarius, near the core of the Milky Way. Nevertheless, somehow they are both heading towards the Sun almost simultaneously. The timing of their arrival cannot be ignored. Both objects will pass close to the Sun in October 2025, nearly at the same time on a cosmic scale. At perihelion, SWAN will be 150 million kilometers from the Sun, while 3 and Atlas will pass at 23 million kilometers, creating a gap of only 50 million kilometers, which decreases as their speeds change, looking even more ominous. Both objects will disappear behind the Sun simultaneously, hidden from all telescopes on Earth. 2 interstellar visitors, intersecting orbits, one encounter with the Sun, and no way to see what happens next. Compared to 3 and Atlas, SWAN P2 looks like a warship next to a drone. Spectroscopic scans of 3 and Atlas have already astonished scientists. A solid body without iron, a metallic mixture characteristic only of advanced technology, not nature. Inside, instruments revealed a nuclear core with a power of 10 gigawatts, and its tail behaved like jet propulsion rather than a typical comet, emitting tightly collimated carbon dioxide at a steady rate, which does not match any natural comet. As 3 and Atlas approaches the Sun, its exhaust changed color from red to green at the moment its trajectory altered. Oveliob refers to this as thrust mixture modulation. The device adjusts the ignition as the temperature increases, and the color change serves as visible evidence. 3 and Atlas were already quite frightening, but the real shock came with SR-R2 SWAN. Lyob's team discovered a silver plasma shield enveloping a nickel-cobalt armored body, which completely overshadows 3 and Atlas. This incredible shielding represents a living electromagnetic shield with overwhelming energy readings, capable of bending solar wind and reflecting radiation far more effectively than any solid shell. Its tail spans 2 full latitudes of the sky and stretches approximately 5 full moons in width. This is about 100 times larger than the thin trace left by the 3 and Atlas telescope. At the right moment, the lighting of SWAN flared brighter and changed to a white-green color, precisely when Lyob's sensors detected tiny thrust pulses, confirming the operation of a miniature plasma engine control system. Its exhaust consists of dense plasmonic nickel and calvert iron, mixed with carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, a signal that Avi Lyob describes as impossible for a non-directional plasma engine. Then came the most alarming discovery, the core. 3 and Atlas had already shocked the world with its nuclear reactor, producing 10 gigawatts, which is 50 times the power of a black hole. However, the plasma core of SWAN emits more than 10,000 gigawatts every second. This level of power, which Leob compares to the collision of two black holes, is contained within a single device. According to Leob, 3 and Atlas was merely a scout, while Swan R2 is a true fortress. This nickel-cobalt plasma ship with an energy core extends beyond human understanding. Just when scientists thought they had seen everything, NASA and JPL analyzed its orbit and discovered an astonishing truth. Swan R2 returns to our Sun every 22,155,000 years. This is not a one-time fast flyby, but a returning guest with a cycle so long that it stretches far beyond the entire history of human civilization. Its closest approach to the Sun will occur in October, the same month that 3 and Atlas reaches its overheat. These two objects with anomalous characteristics will pass by the Sun just days apart. One moves on a hyperbolic trajectory, the other on a cycle lasting 12,000 years. For Avi Leob, the question shifted from a single object to an entire system. According to Leob and his team, Swan R2 is not just an unusual comet, but an automated device sent by a highly advanced civilization, far older than ours. For them, an orbit of 22,000 years would be a routine patrol. Approaching the speed of light, time for the traveler slows down, so what seems to us like thousands of years could feel like months for them. Based on this, the return of Swan R2 is not a coincidence, but a pre-planned meeting. But why return after such a long interval? In Leob's theory, each pass could be part of a regular maintenance cycle, gathering superheated plasma from the Sun as fuel, calibrating vast sensor networks hidden around planets, or downloading data from secret stations camouflaged in the asteroid belt, beneath polar ice, or even within planetary crusts. It could also check parked spacecraft, update navigation systems, or correct star maps. The Sun could serve as a power source or navigational landmark, and the 22,000-year orbit provides ample time to gather new information before the next visit. This could be a scheduled service flight, resource replenishment, or a large-scale data transfer to a network of distant stars. In other words, what we perceive as an ancient mystery may be a mundane task for them. Refuel, update, collect information, and depart again on a schedule that predates our civilization itself. There is also the possibility that Swan R2 arrived to deal with an object called Tri and Atlas. If Atlas was a reconnaissance craft, then Swan could be a heavy transport vehicle sent to gather its data, extract energy, or even destroy it before humans could get too close. Some even suggest that both objects belong to rival factions engaged in an ancient struggle, competing probes arriving at our Sun to control a vital resource. The energy of the Sun, magnetic fields, and gravity may be necessary to stabilize wormholes or power galactic networks. What we perceive as sunlight could be fuel for them. However, archaeologist Graham Hancock's team has proposed more alarming theories. He noted that the last time Swan R2 passed close to the Sun was around 22,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age. It was then that humanity began constructing monumental structures and creating the earliest star maps. The Great Pyramid, the gigantic stone blocks in Giza, and the perfectly aligned shafts pointing to Rion may all be legacies of earlier contact or, at the very least, awareness of these cycles. According to his model, ancient builders may have memorized or copied the patterns of returning stars. By encoding the schedule of these probes in their architecture, the shafts of the pyramids aimed at Rion and ancient calendars tracking precession may turn out to be not random cultural artifacts, but warnings and instructions from a time when the last great visitor approached. This theory could explain the remarkable precision of ancient structures, the emergence of agriculture and mass production, as well as the obsession with sunlight in early civilizations. If the Swan R2 route has been fixed for tens of thousands of years, then the people who raised the pyramids could have seen it with their own eyes as it shone across the sky during 5 moons, and erected their monuments to mark its path. However, Loeb challenges this theory and poses a reasonable question. Why now? After millennia of silence, Three anomalies have occurred in less than a decade. Oumuamua, 3I Atlas, and now Svan R2. Loeb believes that such synchronization may be a response to us. For over half a century, humanity has been transmitting its existence to the stars. Radio and television signals, radar pulses, messages from the SIBA orbital spacecraft, and the twin golden records of the Voyagers. All of this forms a slowly expanding sphere of data that has already reached dozens of the nearest star systems. In Loeb's scenario, this sound bubble has finally reached those who were meant to hear it. Their response did not come in a single device, but rather in a sequence of events. First, Oumuamua appeared in the year 2017, a dark, silent scout. Then came the 3I Atlas, nickel probes with nuclear cores. And now, Svan R2, a silvery plasma fortress with an energy core capable of rivaling black hole collisions. Loeb is convinced that this is not a coincidence. Perhaps our transmissions activated a dormant schedule or revived an ancient network of observation. What we perceive as comets may actually be machines sent to connect with a new civilization that has just begun to call out loudly into the darkness. The golden record served as a greeting. These visitors have come with a response. Their emergence from solar glare sharply reminds us of how fragile our observational network is and how easily something monumental can go unnoticed until it unexpectedly appears on the horizon. It is astonishing not only that these objects are present, but also the widespread silence surrounding these events. No government, no major space agency, neither in America nor in Europe, has yet considered these discoveries to be a significant issue for the public. Official voices remain quiet, as if the less they say, the less responsibility they will have to bear. And yet, the sky does not remain silent. Svan R2 and the 3I Atlas are not just comets. They are signals, signs of limits in our categories, a need for new frameworks, and perhaps our own place in a universe that still eludes us. It feels like the beginning of an ancient drama. The signs are already present, but the chorus prefers silence. The danger lies in the fact that by ignoring the signs, we may miss an important lesson they carry. The cosmos will not wait for us. It speaks, whether we listen or not. So which theory will you choose? Scheduled maintenance, an ancient network of observation, or a direct response to our signals? Share your thoughts and stay with us for new, mysterious explorations of the depths of the cosmos.